we're going to talk about one of the wildest, most confusing times in anyone's life, that shift from being a kid to becoming a teenager. It's this massive change that rewires, well, everything. Your brain, your friendships, how you see the world. So what's really going on in there? Let's dive in.
So when does it happen? When do you really go from being a kid to a teenager? It feels like it should be simple, right? You hit 13, you get the cake, and bam, you're a teen. But is that really it? Not even close. The real story isn't about a birthday. It's this huge, slow-motion earthquake happening deep inside you.
Okay, so to really get a grip on this massive change, we first have to understand where we're starting from. What's the world actually like for a kid? Let's take a look.
Think of a kid's brain as running on a very specific software, concrete thinking. Everything is literal. You know, if you say it's raining cats and dogs, they're probably going to peek out the window looking for actual animals. For them, things are black and white. Rules are absolute. What you see is what you get. There's no room for maybes or it depends.
And socially, well, for a kid, family is pretty much the center of the universe. They're the sun, and everything else just kind of orbits around them. Kids learn by doing, right? By touching, by playing, by just experiencing things directly. And they have this incredibly strong sense of what's fair and what's not. Everything is about right now. Not tomorrow, not last week, now. So that's our starting point.
All right, so we've got our baseline. Now for the fun part, the catalyst. What's the spark that ignites this whole transformation? What's the engine that pushes a kid over that threshold into the teenage years? It's this powerful mix of things all happening at once, just under the surface.
Okay, here's a great way to think about it. Imagine the brain is a car. In a kid's brain, the rational part, that's the prefrontal cortex, is driving along nice and steady. But then, adolescence hits, and suddenly, the emotional, gotta-have-it-now part of the brain, the limbic system, just floors the accelerator. The problem? The driver, our rational brain, is still getting used to this new crazy speed. And that's where you get that classic tug-of-war between impulse and control. So this whole great transformation really boils down to three big shifts happening all at once. First, there's the biological one. I'm talking about puberty, which unleashes this massive flood of hormones that changes literally everything. Then, you've got the psychological shift. This is where that big question starts bubbling up. Who am I really? You know, away from my parents. And finally, the social shift. All of a sudden, friends aren't just friends anymore. They're everything.
So, with all of that hormonal chaos and social drama, you've got to wonder, when does the rational brain, that prefrontal cortex, finally catch up to the speeding car? Well, get ready for this number. 25. That's right, 25. The CEO of your brain isn't fully developed until you're in your mid-20s. This means all that stuff like thinking way ahead or, not saying that one thing you probably shouldn't say. Those are some of the very last things to fall into place. It's a total marathon, not a sprint.
So what does all this feel like on the outside? I mean, with the brain rewiring itself and this huge search for identity and friends becoming so important, it creates a whole new reality. For a teenager, the world just looks and feels completely different.
And you can really see it here, in where all their social energy goes. Yeah, family is still super important, a total anchor. But look at that. The peer group takes over as the main focus. And this is key. It's not about rejecting their family. It's a totally natural and necessary shift. It's how they start building the skills they'll need for the rest of their lives. This quote just hits the nail on the head. Think about it. All that stuff we associate with teenagers, the mood swings, the weird fashion choices, the music you can't stand, it's not random. It's all part of this huge experiment. The main job of a teenager is to figure out who they are. They're trying on different hats, pushing boundaries, and slowly building the person they're going to be.
And just to make things even more interesting, while all this internal chaos is going on, the outside world starts changing the rules. I mean, think about the difference between 12 and 16. At 12, your biggest worry is maybe a book report. But just 4 years later, you can be driving a car, earning a paycheck, and in some places, you could even be tried as an adult. Society is basically telling them, okay, time to grow up, now.
Okay, so we've looked at the world of a kid, we've seen what triggers the change, and we've explored the new reality of being a teen. So what's the point of all this? Why does understanding this whole thing actually matter? Well, because knowing this stuff is a total game changer. If you're a parent, it can help you find empathy instead of just frustration. If you're a teacher, it gives you a playbook for how to reach a brain that's, a work in progress.
For teens themselves, just knowing that what they're going through is normal can be a huge relief. And really, for all of us, it helps us build better ways to support young people.
So here's the bottom line. We have to change how we think about this. Being a teenager isn't just some difficult phase you have to grit your teeth and get through. It is the fundamental, chaotic, wonderful, and 100% necessary process of a person becoming themselves.
And that leaves us with a final question to chew on. If that rational part of the brain isn't done cooking until we're 25, and figuring out who we are never really stops, then maybe maturity isn't some finish line you cross. Maybe it's just the journey itself. Something to think about.